On WTOL 11 Plus, President Trump delivered what he's calling a law and order speech. Plus, a deadline passes to fund the government. A full breakdown in the world of politics, that's coming up ahead. Plus, tech innovators head to the University of Toledo, where being called a hacker is a good thing. And local kids got to learn about hockey from one of the best, a former member of the Toledo Walleye. Welcome into WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on this St. Patrick's Day weekend. Let's welcome in meteorologist John Birchfield with more. John, a rainy start to the day, but are there any more showers or thunderstorms that people need to worry about as they celebrate this weekend?
Well, Michael, the storm threat's winding down, but we still do have some steady rain that's going to be moving in overnight. So the rain's going to put a damper on those Saturday night plans, and wet weather is going to continue overnight with rainfall near an inch that is likely. An isolated rumble of thunder can't be ruled out, but it's really going to be mostly just a rainy and steady rain kind of night. Doppler radar, we did have some steady thunderstorms that moved through earlier, especially in parts of lower Michigan. But right now we're just seeing a steady moderate rainfall that has developed, and temperatures still very mild. It is damp, but it's also a little bit humid and warm with mid 60s in the Toledo metro, lower 60s to the west of Toledo with that hint of spring in the air. Overall, for the rest of the evening, you can expect some steadier rain to move on through, so pack that umbrella for your Saturday night plans. I am expecting areas of moderate rain to prevail overnight tonight and into the morning on Sunday. I have a full look ahead towards your Sunday forecast and a sunny St. Patrick's Day coming up in just a bit. Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. Happening right now, Fremont police are searching for a shooting suspect. His name is Omni Turner, and he's a 28-year-old, and he's currently wanted on a felonious assault charge. Police believe he could be in Sandusky or Port Clinton. Police are offering a cash reward starting at $500 for information on his location. A congressional measure to fund the government through September is now law after President Trump signed the bill today. And President Trump announced new military action against the Houthis in Yemen. CBS News reports.
On Saturday, President Trump signed into law legislation funding the government through the end of September. That ends the threat, for now, of a partial government shutdown. The bill, which divided Democrats, largely keeps government funding at levels set during the Biden presidency. 10 members of the Senate Democratic caucus helped in the so-called continuing resolution to clear Congress Friday night, despite opposition from within their party.
The CR is a bad bill. But as bad as the CR is, I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option.
And I appreciate Senator Schumer, and I think he did the right thing. Really, I'm very impressed by that.
Meanwhile, the president wrote on social media Saturday that he ordered a, quote, decisive and powerful military action against the Houthi terrorists in Yemen, saying they have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American and other ships, aircraft, and drones. And there's more potential fallout from President Trump's trade war with Canada. The country's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, asked his defense minister to review the purchase of America's F-35 fighter jet to see if there are other options, given what he called the changing environment. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
President Trump is also forging ahead with his administration's large-scale reduction of the federal government. Trump directed his administration to reduce the functions of several agencies to the minimum required by law. That includes deep cuts to the Voice of America and other government-run pro-democracy radio programming. We're just 2 days away from one of the biggest drinking days of the year, but the weekend has already begun. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, in the past 5 years, nearly 90 people have been killed in Lucas County crashes involving drunk driving. UTMC says car crashes are the second leading cause of death. A doctor says it all goes back to driving under the influence.
In 2022, there were 2,300 people killed in alcohol-related crashes when a driver had a blood alcohol level of 0.01 to 0.07, even below the legal limit.
The health department reminds you to call a friend, an Uber, a Lyft, or a taxi to stay safe. Happening right now, some of the best up-and-coming minds are meeting at the University of Toledo for a hackathon. Dominique O'Neill joins us live outside of the College of Engineering. Dom, as I understand it, the students aren't hacking into computers, they're trying to solve big problems.
That's right, Michael. This is about a hackathon. The hackathon is about helping solve real-world problems. And right now I'm joined by one of the organizers of the event, Maheen Asim, and she tells us a little bit about what hackathon is and what it is. Tell us what it is.
Okay, so Rocket Hacks is a hackathon at the University of Toledo, and this is one of the hackathons that at such a big scale in Toledo. And this is basically an event, a coding event, where people come into teams or individuals and they solve real world problems, and they make solutions based on different tracks. So we have 4 different tracks this semester. We have AI for good, sustainability, healthcare, and finance. So students get to choose what they want to build a solution for.
Perfect. Just kind of tell us, what is the major goal of this? What do you want the biggest takeaway from the students and just this event in general?
So the biggest takeaway we want students to get is that we want them to get that real world experience of problem solving, and they get to work with people who are like-minded and share the same passion for tech. And also we want Toledo to be known as a tech community as well as manufacturing community, and we want to expand the tech community in Toledo and as well as Midwest Ohio.
Perfect. And just tell us a little bit about what makes this special and what makes it stand out from any other events that you guys do here at UT.
So other than the hackathon, what makes our event so special is that we are also hosting an event for high school students, which is called Code and Create. So high school students get to attend the workshop and then also compete in an event and win prizes.
Perfect. Thank you for taking the time with us today. And coming up at 11, we hear from students about what makes this special and why it's important for their careers and their future. Reporting in Toledo, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
Hope Toledo is a local organization that depends on public and private partnerships. Its goal is to deliver educational experiences for area youth, but it needs more money to deliver on that promise. And now they're considering a new funding plan. Lucas County Commissioners approved $100,000 in funding this week to get them through the year. But once the year ends, there's a lot of uncertainty for the nonprofit and its preschool education initiatives. So with these funds drying up, should the onus be on them to find new funding options?
So we knew that this day was going to come, so it was not a surprise to anyone. So I think going into our event on Monday, and what we're going to do is talk about why it's critically important and why we have to secure long-term sustainable funding that will help do this for more children for a longer period of time.
The event Jones mentioned is a preschool education summit Monday at the Glass City Center. You can hear more about that this week on Leading Edge. That's Sunday morning at 8:30 or anytime you want on WTOL 11+. All you have to do is download it and watch it for free. The University of Toledo Medical Center visited downtown Toledo today to teach people how to do CPR. The mobile medical center stopped by Adams Street to offer free health screenings to those in need, as well as teach people how to give CPR. As not everyone has a family physician to go to, the medical center hopes to make today's visit a one-stop shop for those who need screenings, helping to keep the Glass City healthy.
This population of people that are here today, they may not have family physicians that they can go to or have the opportunity to get health care. So we're here today to screen for that, especially for things that are dangerous for people, and we want to prevent the heart disease and stroke, diabetes if we can.
For more information on where the center stops, you can reach them on their website, which you can find in our links mentioned page at WTOL.com. Children had the opportunity to take a swing at hockey today with a former Toledo Walleye player. The Imagination Station had their temporary hockey exhibit on display with stations to practice hitting a puck. Today, former Toledo Walleye defenseman Simone Denis worked with the kids who wanted to learn or just simply have fun. Denis says he wants to show the community that the Toledo Walleye, whether they still play or not, are there to share the game with today's youth.
They're just having a lot of fun. That's the best part about it. They get a chance to experience something that they haven't before. They get to interact with the game in a fun way, checking out, whether it's the synthetic ice shooting out here, checking out the different displays, all the history of the game. It's really fun to see them do it as well with their parents and just kind of get to see a whole different side of the kids.
The hockey exhibit will be available to visit at the Imagination Station until April 27th. You have the chance to potentially save a life. Registration is open right now for our 11 Together blood drive. WTOL 11 is partnering with the American Red Cross for the blood drive coming up next Friday. It's an all-day-long event at the Maumee United Methodist Church. As an added bonus, anyone who donates blood will receive a $10 Amazon gift card by email. To register for an appointment, call 1-800-RED-CROSS or check out the link we have posted right now at WTOL.com. A reminder tonight, registration is also open for the Susan G. Komen Northwest Ohio Race for the Cure. Runners and walkers can sign up to secure a spot for the 5K race, which steps off Sunday, September 28th, right here in downtown Toledo. If you register before May 12th, you'll pay just $25. Want to see more breakdowns of viral trends and 60-second stories? Check out our WTOL 11 social media pages on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Let's get over to John with a full look at your forecast.
Rain's going to impact those Saturday evening and Sunday morning plans. Keep the umbrella and the rain gear handy. Even though the thunderstorm threat is winding down for the evening, we are still expecting steady and soaking rain to continue for much of the night tonight, and it's likely to amount to rainfall totals near 1 inch with an isolated thunderstorm or two that'll be ending early on in the evening. Doppler radar has been fairly busy this evening. Right now we're seeing some steady, gentle rain fill in and no lightning or thunder and no severe weather just after 6 o'clock p.m. There have been a number of storm reports and severe weather reports, including some strong and gusty winds, hail over towards Williams County and near Van Wert, even some wind damage as a result of those powerful gusts. Quickly highlighting some of the wind and storm reports as a result of these severe storms that rolled through earlier. We saw hail 7/10 in diameter that occurred in Williams County. Further to the south, some of those strong gusty winds did damage and actually destroyed one of the movie screens at a drive-in theater just to the east of Van Wert as a result of those winds. Speaking of winds, up towards Adrian at the Lenawee County Airport, there was a report of a 66-mile-per-hour wind gust and also some strong winds in the Toledo Metro near Walbridge. A 62-mile-per-hour wind gust, which is severe caliber with some of these storms that moved through earlier. Right now, no lightning or thunder on Doppler radar, just some steady and gentle rainfall. There's a line of some steadier showers west of Fort Wayne with a cold front that is knocking on our doorstep. That cold front situated just to the west of us, and it is expected to bring us some changes in the weather on Sunday. As this low-pressure system that is producing severe weather across the south rides along that cold front, we are going to be in store for a much chillier and damp-feeling day for your Sunday. Even though we have seen some severe weather here at home, that is nothing compared to the high risk of severe weather impacting the deep south. Areas from Birmingham up towards Atlanta are on tap for a long evening and night of severe weather. If we do see another strong storm or two, it's likely to occur near or before sunset, with that strong storm threat diminishing very quickly after dark. So the hour-by-hour forecast, we are expecting steady and moderate rain to pick up after dark. It is going to be a rainy night tonight. No worries of any severe weather as you're asleep tonight. Late evening plans, midnight, still seeing that steady and moderate rain. And when you wake up Sunday, going to be damp and soggy with a chillier breeze. That cold front sweeps in around daybreak, and it's going to usher in a much chillier feel. And in the wake of that front, folks in northern Indiana and western Michigan could even see a few snowflakes as temperatures plunge behind that front. Temperature-wise, we're going to start off the day in the lower 50s, but temperatures are going to be dropping very quickly. A damp and breezy day with an isolated 40-mile-an-hour gust, possible mainly early on in the day. So breaking down the rest of the weather impacts this weekend. Thunderstorms early tonight, giving way to a rainy night. And into your Sunday, it's going to be a rainy and soggy feeling morning, turning colder and breezy into the afternoon. West winds will pick up as that cold front moves on through. Temperatures going to be a very interesting day tomorrow. Those of you that live off towards the lakeshore could wake up to temps in the 60s, but west of I-75, it's going to be a considerably cooler morning. The warmest temperatures tomorrow likely to happen before daybreak, and by the afternoon, we are going to be dropping down into the 40s. So it is going to be a chillier conclusion to the day after a relatively mild start. Sunday, definitely indoor plans will be needed, but St. Patrick's Day is looking brighter and temperatures around 50. So seasonable March temps, but the bright sunshine will be nice. If you're a fan of that spring feel, I think you'll like Tuesday with temperatures in the mid-60s, and unsettled weather returns Wednesday with rain, storms, and wind that will all be possible. That next storm system comes in on Wednesday, and Thursday is going to be our first day of the spring season. And as those storms clear on out, we could even see a few snowflakes that'll be mixing on through. Temperature-wise, we hold steady, pretty close to normal by March standards, as those temperatures are going to be dropping down into the 50s by the tail end of your 10-day forecast.